For about 60 years, we've been using mainly one verification method to verify our online identity: passwords. And we all know that humans are not really made for remembering these usually way too short passwords, which led to the rise of two-factor authentication systems and password managers. That's solving this security problem for now. But shouldn't there be an easier way to manage your online identity than having to remember the passwords of 240 plus online accounts that an average person has nowadays? And why do we even need so many accounts on so many different websites? Shouldn't we only have a couple of online identities? One for your bank, one for gaming, and one for, well, you know what for. Today we are exploring the future ideas of the internet, and we are starting with a tech giant that is already making it a little easier: Google. By far the most popular option to log into websites nowadays is the login with Google option. We all use it and it's quite practical and comfortable. And Google loves it too, as we are using their Google Account System. While it's unlikely that Google can see more than your login attempt on a certain site, which is by the way already valuable data, it is a welcome onboarding to their 1.8 billion users big email system called Gmail, which we also all use. Google is making money of selling data, and Gmail is a wonderful place to show some nice, personalized ads. Logging in with Facebook or any other social network account, sometimes it's Slack, sometimes it's even Spotify, is kind of the same concept, and it's called SSO, Single Sign-On. It's usually based on the OAuth 2 standard. Big pro is you only need one account for all the sites that you register yourself an account. But unfortunately, everything has downsides too. As federated systems like this connect multiple data sources, there's a higher probability of data breaches. And you are clearly becoming dependent on Google, which is not known for prioritizing privacy efforts. So right now, this is the most popular option, but is it really the best one? To dive a little deeper into other online identity ideas, we need to explore the possibilities of modern technology. And in Europe, there's only one country that has been on the forefront of digital innovation for over 20 years already. It's Estonia. When it comes to digital identity, Estonia is probably the most progressive country in Europe. Since 2002, every citizen has got a so-called e-ID, which is a digital identity issued by the government. You can use this identity for anything government related, from buying a new house to registering a car or an apartment, or maybe you just want to get your 10th beer for free. That's possible too, as the whole system is also open for the private economy to set customer loyalty incentives, as it's completely open source and companies can build their own integrations around it. The digital identity is based upon two pillars: the physical eID card with an eID carrier, which is a little chip inside the card, or in the mobile version you can have it integrated in your SIM card, and a personal PIN code that serves as a proof of ownership. The identification of an individual is carried out by government authorities before handing out the eID. Now all you need is either a smartphone with a mobile eID SIM card or a card reader, which will allow you to sign documents online, pay bills, vote online, sign contracts, shop, or simply access your health information. You can also have your bachelor's degree or your driving license linked to this identity. The certificate on your eID card works as a proof of identity, so you can sign documents digitally. Also, you can send sensitive information or data, for example health information from your doctor, using the encrypt-decrypt feature. This way you can even send encrypted files over email and decrypt it using your personal eID card. That is mandatory to even see this information. I think the Estonian system is pretty cool, so just check out this video where I got all the information from. So this idea involves one unique identity for everything that needs to be done on the internet. The centralized system is run by the government or a union, and they provide the security for the whole system, as they consistently work with external companies to initiate security tests. But they are also empowered to make changes to the system. But as it's completely open source, these changes are always publicly available. The European Union is also planning to start a digital identity for European citizens. But what actually are the downsides of that system? And can we apply this to the whole internet? Well, first of all, I'm pretty sure that most of you wouldn't use the eID card to log into Reddit or any other site where you would better prevent using your real identity. Moreover, this centralized nature is mostly working if there's a government backing it up, but I'm not sure if I would actually trust Google if they would set up a system like that for half of the internet. But we can take those principles and mix them with blockchain technology, and we would get some really interesting possibilities. Before we start with that, if you are interested in new technologies and new concepts of the internet, please consider pressing the subscribe button down below. That would actually mean a lot to us. We are still a very small channel and we want to grow. So Press the subscribe button please if you like this video. I'm very sorry for the quick break. Let's continue. So as I said, if we would mix up the blockchain technology with all the concepts that we just learned from the Estonian model, we would get something that we call Web3. Web3 is currently evolving, and it's kind of a new form of the internet that is using blockchain and multiple other upcoming technologies to build decentralized networks that can ensure that your data stays on your end. It's pretty early in development, and it's mostly associated with crypto, which is currently the most prominent part, with a pretty bad reputation. But even though it all started with Bitcoin, which was the first ever blockchain, it is not about crypto only anymore. Developers are starting to come up with new ideas, from building social network sites that are decentralized, to building decentralized science networks, or even trying to find alternatives for the Google Drive or Dropbox model, which you could also replicate on the blockchain. In the recent century, big corporations have been becoming more powerful by gathering more and more user data that is lying on centralized servers, offering an attack point for bad players, and opening doors for crimes like identity theft or phishing attempts. And most importantly, also looking at you as a product. The identity in Web3 could be more in your hands again. So instead of logging in with your Google account, you could actually log in with one account for the whole internet that is based upon blockchain technology. In the current version of Web3, which is pretty much in its infancy, those accounts are called wallets, but they are still a little hard to use and provide a few other forms of problems, as they give full control but also full responsibility to the user. If you lose your password or your seed phrase, which is a key for that, it's basically gone forever. They are very famously used for cryptocurrencies, but not exclusively limited to that purpose. People sometimes forget that. The good thing is they unlock a few awesome features. You could interact with protocols, store your own virtual assets like skins for a video game that you, by the way, could also trade with your friends, or use it to have influence on online community decisions, all in one application. Maybe one day you can pay a Spotify subscription with it, or you get paid by a streaming service to listen to new music from unknown artists. The possibilities are endless. Web3 also heavily prioritizes user ownership. You control your personal information, deciding what to share and with whom. This transparency and control can free you from platforms like Google or Facebook that rely on your data for their own profit. Web3 is all about cutting the intermediaries, moving away from centralized databases that are always at the risk of serious data breaches, and most importantly, always favor the big companies instead of you. Digital identifiers are on the forefront of this new technology. They look somehow like this, most of the time at least. They can be integrated across multiple applications on the internet. So one identity that you have created can be used across the whole web to collect items, share information with websites, obviously only the information you want to reveal, and maybe one day give you access to more advanced features or concepts like the metaverse or something like that. Right now, the future of digital identity is unclear, but in my opinion, these digital identifiers are a pretty comfortable way to browse the internet and provide a number of benefits for content creators like me. But that's for another video. My name is Tom from WTF Web3. See you next time.